Hi everybody, and thank you to be here. We are from an architecture practice based in Rome, and we were invited to make a workshop here, as you know, Telichka Future, and we propose different kind of approach. That is our approach in daily life and in our work. And for the first time, it was a little bit confusing for some people here, and but we're very happy that in the end everything worked fine, and the workshop was very, very successful. So thanks everybody, thanks Connection, and thanks to Wonderland to invite us here.
Yes, thanks to all the participants of the workshop, like Irina, Eric, Mika. Thanks also to Dennis and people from Architect, which is Vika, Anya, Sergey, and another girl, which is here, Anna, who helped us in the, just like joining us in the last days. She was a part of the workshop. Thanks to Yura, which is over there. And we want to leave now the space for the talks to all these people that helped us to get our job finished really in a successful way.
Okay, so the first thing we just want to talk about is how our group kind of fits in with what you've already seen. We kind of conveniently, philosophically fit between both groups. On one hand, there's a kind of underpinning to this project. It's a theoretical underpinning that deals with the idea of a heterotopia. And we've talked a lot about the metaphor of the boat. So the quote here is from Poe, and it's, if we think after all that the boat is a floating piece of space, a place without a place, that exists by itself, that is closed in on itself, and at the same time is given over to the infinity of the sea, and that from port to port, from tack to tack, from brothel to brothel, it goes as far as the colonies in search of the most precious treasures that they conceal in their gardens, and you'll understand why the boat, which has been simultaneously the greatest reserve of imagination, and the ship is the heterotopia par excellence. So, you know, when we came to the site, it was very striking that it's obviously disconnected in several ways from the rest of the city, especially in terms of transit. And we talked a lot about the connection to the river and this metaphor of the boat, this kind of space that doesn't really have a place. And we talked a lot about inclusivity and exclusivity and how to reconnect this place. How to use the boat as a metaphor, because the boat is at one time isolated completely, but at the same time is a vehicle for bringing things back together. And the Secret Garden statement relates to the other half of the project, which is about resources. So we really relate actually to the first group as well. What we're trying to do is capitalize on what's here, what's on the ground, what's now. Because what we really want to do is show that it is possible to explore much broader themes right on the ground, taking action with very, very few resources. But the resources that are here are very intriguing, very interesting, and I think we've used them in a pretty interesting way. So you have physical resources. You have these incredible warehouses around here with pallets, steel, aluminum, all kinds of materials just waiting to be activated. But you also have people. You have a spirit of teamwork. You have people in this place who are ready to take action. And you have, of course, the river, which is a place that if you don't make an effort, you don't even realize how close we are to it. And it's an incredible resource for the area. And then we have the boats, which is something that we really tried to activate.
Guys decided to use crafting materials and to use wood. And the symbol of our project is that we found a boat called Progress. It's old boat of USSR. It was the huge technology funds. At the time, it was a huge technology object which was used, and we use it now after the 1916. We find it and we use it for our project. And the ideas of understood what is the symbol of our project is that the problems of that days of 1916 was solved by using big technology. Now we have lots of technology, and that time the people could use it, but now we have the technology looks like trash, and we give this trash and try to use it now. So nowadays we don't use the technology like it was rise that time. Now we use it doing something new, and the symbol of using technology nowadays is not the technology at all. Now the progress of 21st century is activation, and it is the main progress for nowadays, and everything we can use now it's an activation of people. Yes.
So we strongly believe that small intervention foster for a big changes. So we choose spot in Italichka, which is entrance of this building, and we believe that if we activate it, it's gonna be used by people, gonna develop and have influence on all other territory. And we believe if to do the same with all other territories, to do some small interventions, it's gonna activate all Telichka. So it's place what we choose for our boat, because before it was main entrance to Gogol Fest, art festival, and we see that already blind walls are painted, and it has some kind of intervention, but it's no space for interaction, for people to communicate. So we decided to take this place. As well, it's backyard of connection. So it would be nice after bar going in this yard to have some activity to communicate. So we were thinking that this place have a lot of resources, like we could lend some tools from guys working here. Also we used materials what was leftovers after process, and we have big amount of people who want to interact to do something. So we started with some amount of people, but while doing both, it was more and more people coming to help us, which was kind of really interesting, and we was really surprised. And after that, we celebrated when we finished. So all the time we finish some small intervention, we try to celebrate, to gather more people, to show how it works.
So the premise here is that the thing that we built is very, very small, but we're hoping to be able to create a multiplier with it, because it's this mobile platform that can be used to activate a variety of different spaces. And there's two basic elements. One is the dock, which is a place for sitting, for waiting, for talking, for gathering. And then there's the boat, which is the mobile element. It's the traveling event. It's the thing that begins to connect all the different nodes that are here, all these places that we've discovered that we think are worth discovering. So it goes to all the uncharted territories. So you can imagine it at the river. You can imagine it out here in the alley between the industrial area. You can imagine it out in a residential area. There's so many contexts. There's so much promise. But the key is to bring people to create audiences, to create events. And this is what we're hoping to use as a platform to do that. We want to really demonstrate how special these places are. And it's a very simple premise. You have the dock, people arrive, there's a party, there's something happens. It's really simple.
Hello? I think all you know about this point, but it's still very important. So we have a lot of garbage everywhere, even in Tlichka region and Arzavod. So it's a big problem because we don't know what to do with it, and we have no operation how to bring it out of here or do something else. But if we take some small or big pieces from this garbage and some social initiatives, it can be some workshop as it, and as a result you can imagine or create something really useful or interactive for changing minds of those who made it, or about the whole space that can communicate. And in our example, this is just a real one option with our bot that can be used now as a public, as a function unit. But the main point is about the reconstruction. Something is that now are unused. So then we can make this bot looks like anything else, or just give it its main function as a bot. But we used less materials to give it like another image and another function. So it's very important, I think. And another thing or thought about sustainability is that about this work we're working as the local people. They just were involved in this for their initiatives. So it's like a great pleasure for them, and you can see the whole image of this thinking, like a sustainability. So here is another ideas.
Okay, so to sum it short, we were thinking of a tool to activate some empty spaces. So just to make it short, we have any place that is not used and we want to bring life, we want to bring people there. What we do, we search for resources that are there. We do the process of making something involving people, we have the result. Then, when we don't need it, we have the process of deconstruction, to bring back the resources and the materials we got from the beginning, and we get the empty place back. That was the main idea of activating Key to Telichka. And now it's a piece of a show time. I will ask you to turn around. You can move a bit to the last, and wait for a surprise to start.